It's your two favorite off-grid lessies. We are in Hawaii on our 3-acre homestead. We're a little different today than we normally are. Today we started in the cabin, which I don't think you guys get to see us in the cabin because I feel like, honestly, for the first, not 2 months, because I do need to make a correction. I kept saying we were 90 days into off-grid when we were really 90 days into living Hawaii. We are 2 months into living off-grid. So the first 2 months we actually came at the tail end of summer. So long story short, the weather was so fabulous. We spent a lot of time outside voluntarily, happily. And now it's rainy season, so it's a little harder to get outside, for lack of better word or terminology. I think, hold on one second. Yeah. So I checked the weather. It's currently 72 degrees in Hawaii and raining. This is my first, I feel like, well, not my first, I don't know, but it's our first Hawaiian 24-hour rain session. And it's really intense. It's really intense. The truth is that off-grid has been kicking my ass these past like 24 hours, I would say. I feel like we were really in a flow, and I think I've been sharing how it's like rain kind of changes the flow for, I feel like, every creature that lives here and on the land, including us. And it not stopping or going on for multiple days really kind of makes it hard. As you guys know and can see, the cabin is screened in, it's open air. So it's, temperature wise right now, it's perfectly fine, but the mugginess comes in, the moisture comes in, the humidity comes in, and that can be really challenging for me. Just because it is, I feel like I explained it yesterday, is it's like just working so hard to maintain homeostasis. You know what I mean? Like, it's always wet, and then it makes it hard for me to be on the homestead when it's wet like that because it's so muddy. I don't want to fall. I don't want to hurt myself. And I also just don't like the mud. You know what I mean? And so many things live in the ground here in Hawaii. I'm not necessarily excited to play in dirt unnecessarily. Full enjoy said hi. Hi.
Hello.
Shailendra? What's up? So yeah, it's definitely different. Hi, Lalith Kumar. Hi, Selb H4W. Make sure you guys like the live stream.
Hey,
Make sure you guys
Chase.
subscribe.
Hit the like button.
You know who Tupac Shakur is.
Hey,
I absolutely
Endgame.
know who Tupac Shakur is. So this is JayySnow edition with Addy.
Hi.
We are off grid in our Hawaii homestead.
Hey, Chase.
And I'm giving you guys an update on what's been going on. And long story short, the last couple of days have been kind of hard. Shock value. It's just moist. It's just wet. It's so wet. I feel like this is probably an amount of rain I've just never had to deal with. And then I feel like we get to see with the creatures that they're excited to come in the house too. You know what I mean? So I feel like we've been dealing with bugs more than ever now too, which, I feel like those are the least of the issues. I feel like we talked about it last night, and it's really just
Yes,
deciding,
subscribe, please.
Yes, subscribe. Don't question. Subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. Show us support. We are reporting to you live from an off-grid experience, and we want you to go full open, full enjoy. I don't know what you're talking about, Shailendra. But anyway, so yeah, definitely getting adjusted to and having a hard time with and understanding the limitations of the cabin. And I feel like, it just changes, and there's nothing we would have been able to figure out that we didn't know that wouldn't have come with time living here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I feel like battling the mold, because it's like the mold, when the sun was coming out, the mold was a lot more manageable and controllable. But now that the sun's not here to dry anything, it's really hard to combat this moisture. And then as far as airflow goes, it's really hard to put in airflow. Like right now, I feel like we've never even sat on the cabin floor in the rain like this. And I can feel the rain coming in from the windows. So that's not fun. But like I said, when the sun was coming out every single day, it was not an issue at all because it would come and dry up everything. Thank you, Dreamville. Dreamville, you just got modded because I don't know even what the hell they're talking about. But she tripping. And you're a mod now, Dreamville. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tap in. Make sure you do all other things. I appreciate you staying on top of it. Come on, Oya. Tearing up stuff. That's my cat. Happy to tear up what little bit of stuff that I have.
Hey, Rashid.
So, yes.
Like the live, please. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
That's what's going on here. And then airflow could be helped by a large fan, which I do believe our solar probably could handle a fan, but the truth is I don't know, and I'm scared to find out. You know
Hi,
what I mean?
Steve.
Because no solar means no running water, which we have a shower system for when the water in the shower isn't running. But I prefer the running water, obviously. So those things are making it kind of hard. Hello, Sheer, Gay, Key, how are you doing? So yeah, definitely trying to figure out
Steve.
how to make things better, feel better, and what improvements we can make to make these things better.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you guys are watching my live stream, there's a pinned comment. So it's send a housewarming gift. All the things, actually JayySnow has done the research. We need to seal our floor downstairs. We need to put windows in so we're not just in an open air cabin. We need to build our dream home on our property. So as you can, we're doing the best we can, but it's really hard. And you know, people in my chat are asking me to smile. If you want us to smile, send us a donation.
Period.
You know, we're 2 women, 3 acres, and figuring out life the best we can. But we need your help. Like, you're not watching this on accident. We need your help. JayySnow has the GoFundMe linked in her bio. I have the GoFundMe linked in the comments. We're asking for your help. That's why we're on this live stream in the first place.
Yeah, so definitely giving you guys a real honest update of what is going on today. I feel like every single day off-grid is not hard. I would say I've had way more fun and comfort than difficulty, but moving into difficulty right now, just because there's just so much, you know, it's a little overwhelming. And I feel like it's like all the off-gridders right now are doing like a huge prep for winter. And to be honest, I kind of thought that we had beat the system on that. You know, I thought that we had found an alternative, but we are still needing to prepare for this new season. You know, something that Edition pointed out yesterday is like, really everywhere has 4 seasons. They just all look really differently. We're used to being on the U.S. mainland 4 seasons. But Hawaii absolutely has 4 seasons, and we are not professional Hawaiians. We are not native Hawaiians, and we haven't lived here very long, so we're understanding what this season calls for. And obviously we'll be better prepared next year, and I feel like towards the end of this season, you know what I mean? I know things will get better, improve, just because we're getting better and we're improving and we're learning more. Hi, Mac, MKA Dozai, what's up?
Do my hair, I'm still here.
Yeah. So, that's the honest update right now. Anything else that I missed?
Just that, I don't think so. I think you got everything. Just that we're committed to our homestead, and we're gonna figure out a way to solve our problems. And we're asking for help. And we're also going to continue to take you along the journey day by day.
Continuing to take you guys along the journey day by day. And it's so critical to share these honest moments, I feel like, with us, because I think, it doesn't really matter what the creator is talking about. I feel like there's just a lot of pressure to share only the good, but being on the journey is understanding that there's bad too, and maybe not even necessarily bad, but more difficult. And understanding too how much mindset plays into living off grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how committed we are to this. We aren't, still paying for this or anything. We are fully locked in financially, and so that means we have to be I feel like as a couple, we believe in putting our money where our mouth is. And that's exactly what we're doing, what we've done. So, we're figuring things out right here, real time, live with you guys.
Yeah, you can hear the rain now.
I know for a fact you guys can hear the rain. I feel like a good judge of like how much it is to adjust is look at our kitty. She's just like looking out at the window, and I don't think she even knows how to process this, just like we barely do. But I feel like the rain isn't that bad. It's just the wetness. And it's wet like that on the homestead because it's like we don't have anything paved. Everything's mud and lava rock. There looks like the previous owner did try to pave with cinder, but one thing that we are learning, the way it rains here, there is no pause in growth. There is no shortage of plant energy, like things, and that's why we moved here, and that's one of the good things. We just are learning how to work with it. But the rain creates a lot of growth and wildlife. Who'd have thunk it? You know what I mean? But it just does. So everything here, it doesn't just grow, it thrives. So that's whether it's a weed or a tree or whatever you were talking about.
An insect population.
It just thrives, So, and then the roof rats update is, now that we know what they are, because I feel like I was hearing the sounds so much before, and I didn't worry about it. I honestly thought it was a herd of pigs running by every single time. But now that I know it's the rats, I feel like they're more active than ever, and they kind of keep me up a little bit, because they get
not
really,
a little bit.
A lot of it.
She's not sleeping. You gotta be real. I mean, you're sleeping. Like, no, not that you're not real, but I guess as that's the challenge for me. Watching my wife not get as much sleep, and doing the best she can. But they wake us up in the morning, whether it's birds or rats, and they keep us up at night. And then
they interrupt intimacy.
They do interrupt intimacy, and it has a huge impact, on our sleep. We sleep by the roof. You can see our loft bed. And so we hear everything on the roof.
We hear everything on the roof.
Yeah. So
Oi wants to be in the live.
Yeah.
She says she's feeling it too, y'all. She says she's feeling it too. Thanks for liking the live. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments.
So yeah. It's intense, like we said. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just intense. And it's like there's so many ways to quote unquote fix it, but it's like where to start, where to begin. So it's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot for sure.
So that's what's going on. Homestead update. It's got some challenges.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of challenges. I feel like we took a couple of days off because we were really tired from moving that heavy furniture. Shout out to our previous episodes. And it also rained, which, kind of prevents us from doing a lot.
Yeah.
but now it's like, now we got to get back to work, you know.
Yeah.
There's some things that we can do, but most things we need your support. Shout out to the GoFundMe.
We're currently in Hawaii. We're from the U.S. LOL. I don't know what you guys mean when it says, where are you from? Like, especially because the whole point of the channel is talking about off-grid Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's where we at. But I appreciate your curiosity. Always ask questions. So yeah, that's the update on our off-grid life. You know, obviously not gonna give up. Look at the mosquito coming in. The mosquito wants some showtime, and I have a coil with it somewhere. But
You do?
yeah, I think
A
it's
fresh
right
one?
up there. It's not a fresh one though.
Oh, we can move it closer and also light a new one. So yeah.
So coils indoors have been our life.
Yeah. No, it's a lot with the mosquitoes. It affects how we can use our off-grid bathroom, our showers, you know, our showers outside, and you know, it just has, it's a morale. It doesn't help with morale to have the mosquitoes. It doesn't help with morale to feel the wetness in the cabin. It doesn't help with morale to, whether it's gnats, ants, whatever gets in here, roaches, you know, we deal with all of it off-grid in Hawaii. And I don't think we moved here thinking we wouldn't have to deal with it at all.
Definitely not.
We're just first-time owners, we're first-time off-gridders, and we're doing this together, and, you know, fortunately we have two of us, you know, some people are out here on their own.
And shout out to you.
Yeah.
I feel like for me too, it's kind of the sheer magnitude of it. You know what I mean? Like, I think about, there's a mystery, I think another fruit tree I kind of just discovered this morning. Oh, cool. Just looking out the window in the jackfruit tree area, which we can't even, or Addie's gone over there one time. I personally can't even get to the jackfruit tree area because it's just too overgrown. And one thing about Hawaii is there are lava rocks in the ground, all over the ground, and you just don't know what you're getting into. But honestly, stepping into that like wild brush, that guinea grass, and our machetes are super dull. And our machetes are also our only form of lawn maintenance. That and our car, which I'll tap on in a second. So it's hard to go back there because we don't even have sharp machetes that like cut through guinea grass like butter. We've got, like I said, really dull machetes that require a lot of force to get through that stuff. And we definitely have tried sharpening them, and there's a knife sharpener that we saw, sign that we saw, and we're thinking about letting him see if he can restore the tools.
And de-rust.
If that is cheaper than just buying all new tools. We haven't gotten a quote on that yet, so we don't really know what the best option is. But we also are once again asking you to support our GoFundMe.
Yes.
So we can have support and financial help to make the best decision for us, you know, in terms of new tools versus just restoring our old tools. I mentioned our car is the current form of lawn care, which I kind of find hilarious, but also very resourceful.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
There's a side of our house where the old owners had the compost, which I am happy to move. I feel like knowing everything we know about the critters and creatures that invite themselves onto this homestead, I honestly cannot believe he has the compost so close to his house.
Yeah.
Or they had the compost so close to the house, which we definitely will film the video where we take the compost down and all that stuff. But for right now, it's up. And that area is obviously thriving because whatever means of composting we're going on, I guess, worked pretty well. You know what I mean? So that's why, if you've seen in past live streams, our orange tree is positively thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally weighted down with oranges. That's how many oranges it's produced and created. So the weeds over there also grow very tall, very strong, very quickly with the rain. So right now we currently use the truck. Shout out to Bluebell because she don't let us down. Okay, So she definitely is in charge of mowing the area that we operate the most, keeping the grass low, and just when we turn it around in the driveway. So if you are like us in any way and off grid and don't yet have your
lawnmower
tools, your truck works very well too.
For
just
sure.
ride over that shit.
It works great. It really helps a lot. Thanks, Vicky. So yeah, we're making the best. We're doing the best with what we can. And that's all we can do right now.
We should say nice armpit.
I think probably because I don't have shaved armpits.
Come on. Thanks for the likes.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys thumbs up the video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but just that I'm really proud of both of us for, making it work as much as we have these past couple months. We did, we knew what we were doing, you know what I mean? Like, we could have not bought an off-grid home and just rented somewhere normal.
My friend does have a YouTube channel at Addition with Addy. Make sure you like and subscribe to both of us.
Yes, and
she's not my wife.
Yeah. So we made this choice. We had other options. We believe in off-grid, and we love Hawaii.
We love Hawaii. And I know off-grid will work out. This is just the beginning of our off-grid journey, and we're learning our needs. We're learning what, things are to prioritize, what's a priority and what isn't.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what is hard right now, because I feel like, this is a thing too, where it's like, I knew we didn't need to come in and put our will, or force our will, I should say, on every single part of this journey, because we knew that there was just so much that we had absolutely no idea about, because we just haven't done this before.
Nope.
So, I'm glad in some ways, because it could be more intense. Like, we could have come here and I thought we were going to start gardening and planning on day one, and I knew that wasn't the case. And I think we knew that we wanted to take a year to learn, to adapt, to understand. And this is what that looks like. And I'm really glad that we did take that time and are taking that time, because like I said, the update is we're only 2 months into off-grid. I know last video I kept saying we're 90 days, but we've been living in Hawaii 90 days. We've been living in our off-grid homestead for only 2 months. So, we've made as many improvements and as we could, but there are just some things we didn't know. Like I said, this is the prep for winter that we didn't realize. And honestly, I thought we had evaded by moving somewhere tropical.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's definitely, winter brings its own challenges, and again, only being 2 months in, we don't even know what the other seasons are, so we're taking it day by day.
Taking it day by day.
Which is new for both of us, and we just do our best to show up for each other and help each other when the other is in need, and the most important thing is that we have each other. But we want to have a more comfortable living situation, and that's why we're on Livestream. Find it in your heart to donate to our life, our off-grid community. Pinned housewarming gift comments, linked in bio for our GoFundMe.
Thanks, Sherry Gatekeep. Thanks for liking and subscribing.
Thank you. Yay!
Thank you so much. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for the thumbs up. All of these things really help our channel. We are on the current road to monetization, which is a long and tough road, and we need you guys' help and support, and liking and subscribing is the free support that everybody can give, and we're eternally grateful for.
Watching our live replays, watching our long form videos to get our watch hours up. That's another free way that you can help.
So that's what is going on. So I feel like that's Homestead update. The other thing we wanted to talk about was we did see, now on a much more positive and vibrant note, We saw a great film yesterday. You want to start talking about this, Addy?
Oh yeah, so we watched a recommendation actually from
Shout out to Shell Bell.
Bell, JayySnow's sister and my sister-in-law. Um, the family went to go see Good Fortune with Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, and Keanu Reeves. And we watched the trailer, and it instantly it piqued both of our interests because, you know, the angel, the whole idea of like, you know, going from poverty to wealth and all of that. So it just, and you know, it just looked like a fun movie. So we weren't planning to do date day yesterday, but just based on how we were dragging in the morning, we're like, let's just, you know, do something fun. Let's raise our spirits. And we watched this movie, which I thought was, both of us thought was really profound. And also highly relatable. So we can go through, like, summarize what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the summary?
I can talk it out.
Okay, so the summary of the movie, so it's about this character named Arj, and spoilers, so this is a spoiler warning. We're gonna spoil everything. All right, so there's a main character named Arj, and he, you know, he went to college. Looks like he moved to LA to be a documentarian, but in between gigs, trying to make some money, he's doing, you know, the movie's version of DoorDash and TaskRabbit, just doing odd jobs. You know, it's not showing how not good of an experience it is to work on these apps. People cancel on him. He doesn't get paid even if he has already waited for 2 hours to pick up a croissant or something. He's going through it. He finally, he also has a part-time job at a hardware store, kind of like a Home Depot type place, where he has his love interest, who's Kiki Palmer. And he eventually gets a personal assistant gig with Seth Rogen's character, who is a VC tech bro who has a huge mansion in the Hollywood Hills. And he quickly gets fired from that job because he used his company card to pay for dinner with Kiki Palmer at a place that was recommended by Seth Rogen's character.
And Seth Rogen's character is a tech multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire. And it's a big deal because while he was absolutely wrong for using the company card on the dinner, it was also a $300 charge.
Yeah.
Which we know that the character Seth Rogen could have afforded with absolutely no thought.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, it's relevant that it was a restaurant he suggested, and then the guy was like, it's not too pricey, is it? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for
So,
retracting those messages, because that was a ridiculous request.
LOL. Yeah. So now Aziz's character Arj is down in the dumps.
He's living in his car.
Living in his car.
In fact, he is. When he finally started working for the tech millionaire, he was able to move into like a nasty motel.
Yeah.
But once he got fired, he was back to his car, which comes with its own challenges. Shout out to the hashtag van lifers. You need somewhere to park. You need somewhere to live. We're in Hawaii. We're in the U.S.
He was getting parking tickets.
Parking tickets out the wazoo.
So he is at a Denny's because his date, Kiki Palmer, canceled last minute on their date, and we'll get back to why. And his car gets towed at the Denny's while he's asleep, and it's kind of like this is the bottom. This is rock bottom moment.
Because for a while, all he had was his car. His job centered around his car and being able to go, and now the car is towed. At this point, though, you don't know why it's towed. It could be repossession. It could be anything.
Right, yes. So, enters Keanu Reeves' character, Gabriel. He's an angel, and he's been around in the beginning of the movie, too. He's an angel that helps people from getting into accidents, from texting and driving. And
that's his only job.
Right, that's his only job. He's a beginner angel. And he saved Aziz's character, Arj, from texting and driving, and what Aziz was texting, which was basically, I don't want to live on. and that stuck with the angel. So he kept a watchful eye over Arj, aka Aziz, because something struck him, you know. And he goes to his angel management meeting, basically like a work meeting, and one of the more senior angels talks about saving a lost soul, and Keanu was really inspired by that story. And you know, he's like, well, I can do more than helping people from texting and driving. I want to work on lost souls. And his manager, which is Sandra Oh, she's like, well, you're not ready for that yet, and you need a lost soul. And he's like, I have one. And so basically he wants to work with Arj, aka Aziz, to you know, move up in the angel world, but also for genuine help, because he genuinely wants to help him.
He's an angel,
yeah,
so he's got truly good intentions.
Really good intentions, yeah. So yeah, so after Aziz's car gets towed, Gabriel reveals himself to Aziz and is like, I want to, I've been watching over you. You know, you can't lose hope on your life. You're going to have a great life ahead of you. And he shows Aziz, bits and pieces of Aziz's future life.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So taking the car to pretty much everything. I'm not sure what you meant by that, but yeah, taking the car was the last straw of his
Yes,
life.
yes. So yeah, do you want to talk about the flashback? Or the flash forward?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's simple, but it's basically he flashes him forward, kind of Ghost of Christmas Past style, because he's like, you look, your life is great, you've got these great things to look forward to, and they were not great things. And it's like, it's all about perspective, because later on in the show or the movie, we definitely we get more context about these things. But the flash forward is him like living in his girlfriend's parents' house that's overcrowded, with the sisters also living with the mom, and her boyfriend, they're all living with the mom. So it's just like, this is what I'm looking forward to, living in a house that's not mine with 6 other people that I can't stand.
Yeah.
And then the other one is working for a job, working an Amazon job, which if you guys know, you know, that tapped really close to my heart, to home. And it was talking about the piss bottles. And he was, so it, you know, the flash forward was like, don't forget your piss bottle.
LOL. It was a terrible scene to flash forward to.
And I forgot exactly what the third scene was.
Oh, them in Texas. They're home in Texas.
Oh, they're home in Texas, and they have to put their dog down. You know?
Because they can't afford the surgery.
They can't afford the surgery, so the only solution is to let the dog die. So this is why the angel is like a beginner angel, because he's just in some ways not that good. He had a lot to learn. So these flash forwards, though, I mean, I hope you can tell by what we're saying, but I'm sure you can, that they were just not any type of motivating or promising that the life was going to be better or worth living. Like, it was in the context of him being like, I don't even know if I have anything to live for. And the angel Keanu showing him what his life was like, it did nothing to support that he should keep going and keep trying and keep thriving.
Yeah.
And so then Keanu is like, Aziz's character is like Seth Rogen's character. You know, he's living on easy street. He's got it good. His life is perfect. And then that's when the angel is like, well, if you think he's got it so good and doesn't have any issues, I'm going to switch your life with his. And so obviously they make the switch, right? We're from the USA. We live in Hawaii. So they make the switch, and now our Aziz Ansari's character is the tech multimillionaire. And obviously he loves it, because Seth Rogen has a fabulous LA mansion. I just said we're from I am Sanivia or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry if I said it wrong. We're from the US. We're in Hawaii. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, guys. So he obviously loves being a tech millionaire. Who wouldn't, right? He's got a fabulous mansion. He's got great friends. He's got what seems like a perfect life where he gets to go and have fun and go on vacation. They make a big deal about cold plunging and sauna and all this stuff. And if you guys don't know, if you just tapped in, we're talking about Good Fortune movie, the new Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, and Aziz Ansari movie. We really enjoyed it, and we wanted to give you guys a summary before we talked about the deeper layer and meaning. Thank you. I'm sure you're pretty too. So, yeah, obviously Aziz loves being a tech millionaire and everything's perfect, right? And so then the problem comes in because Keanu Reeves' Angel comes back and is like, see, didn't I tell you it was going to have issues and be hard? And Aziz Ansari's character is like, what are you talking about? This is great. You know what I mean? And so then Keanu's like, wait, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. So he gives Seth Rogen back his memory. Because in the meantime, I forgot to mention, Seth Rogen is now living as Aziz Ansari's character. So it's like a Freaky Friday bro version. Yes. So now Seth Rogen, after he just fired Aziz's character, is like struggling to pay his bills. He's doing the DoorDash and all that stuff and trying to figure out how to survive. It's also a little bit harder for him because it moves into, well, we'll talk about this part first. So at first he doesn't know. He's just kind of going on blissfully because he's not in communication with the angel yet. But when Aziz Ansari's character is like, I actually don't want to give him his life back, that's when the angel wakes up the memory in Seth Rogen's character. And now Seth Rogen is like, WTF, what is this poor BS? I can't handle it. I don't like it. You know? So then they're on a mission to get Aziz Ansari's character to want to switch back.
Yes. So I think so Aziz has to want to switch back. So Keanu can't just make him switch back. And Aziz agrees, okay, just give me a few more days. And then I promise I'll switch back with you to Seth Rogen's character. And at first Seth's like, what are you talking about? This is my life. And he's like, you know what? You think I can't handle living like you? He takes it as a challenge. I can do this. And also because Keanu got fired from his angel job and got reduced to being human until the situation is resolved, Keanu, aka Angel Gabriel, moves in with Seth Rogen at the Aziz's crappy motel. Okay, so you want me to do it from here? Okay, so Seth Rogen's character starts doing the equivalent of DoorDash, which happens to be the company that one of them that he helped start and sits on the board for. So I don't think he's ever actually had to be a driver for the service, and quickly gets to see how not great it is. They get kicked out of their motel because and have to sleep in the car because
insufficient funds. Yes. They ain't got no money.
Yes, they didn't have any money, and they did the DoorDash specifically to pay for the motel, but they don't pay you immediately.
Yeah, he didn't realize that he would have to wait to get that check at the end of the day. So he spends all day delivering, trying to make the money for the thing, and is like, I don't get paid till next week.
Yep. And then he tells Keanu he can't support both of them. Keanu has to get a job, so he gets a job as a dishwasher. And the angel goes through his own depression because he gets his first check and he's like, what's all this stuff taken out of my check? What are you talking about? Where's my money?
Which was extremely relatable. If you ever remember in the U.S. when you get your first check, I told them that they made a mistake on my check because I didn't have Medicare. So I don't know why they didn't need to take that out of my check.
Right. So he quickly picks up a drinking and smoking habit because he's depressed. Meanwhile, Keke Palmer's character, Elena, she and Aziz goes and picks her up, it's like, because he likes this girl. And he finds her at the hardware store and they go on a date and they get the ribeye, they have the fabulous date that they were supposed to have. And, he knows he only has a few days and he's like, let's go to Paris. And she doesn't want to go to Paris because she is unionizing at her hardware store and she has a unionizing meeting. And he kind of turns her off by not being supportive of that. Because we know it's because he knows this isn't his life and it's going to switch back soon. Whereas she just thinks he's being an out-of-touch wealthy person. Because what Aziz has not done is told her break her off $100,000.
LOL, right.
Say that she
you don't need to worry about no union no more. I got you, girl.
Right. So she's enjoying his fabulous new life, but he's doing nothing for her besides taking her to dinner and giving her wine. So
and making her feel bad for caring about her job.
Yeah. So that's like the first time we see something negative happen in Aziz's new life. Which is like the girl of his dreams, I guess.
No longer
wants him.
Finds him relatable.
Exactly. So okay, so then I think I'm trying to think, when did the coma happen?
At pretty much the day he's supposed to switch back with Seth Rogen, they find out that he's been in a car accident because
he was texting and driving.
Yeah, the texting and driving angel has been demoted to human, so obviously nobody's on that. So Aziz Ansari character gets into a bad accident and he ends up in a coma.
Yes, and he does wake up from the coma, but because like us, we watched a bunch of movies and TV shows. He's like, is there memory loss? Is there a possibility that the type of coma I had memory loss? So his plan is to pretend that he has no recollection of what happened before the coma, so he doesn't have to give Seth Rogen his life back, and it works initially.
Mm-hmm. It works, and they're kind of doing what they can, but obviously Seth Rogen's pissed, and him and Keanu Reeves are going through all these financial differences and issues and understanding pretty much why Aziz is like, I'm happy with this new life,
Mm-hmm.
And then just when they get to the point where like, it's so funny because Seth Rogen's like, well, I already know everything about my company. I'm just going to walk into my company and I'm going to tell them everything I know and they're going to hire me immediately. Mm-hmm. And you guys know that did not happen. They security escort / threw him out, and then also apparently threatened to kill him because he basically had entirely too much information and nobody remembered who he was.
Yes.
So, they get to their last straw. This is Seth Rogen and Keanu. They're at their last straw. And
because their car gets towed.
Mm-hmm. And so then Seth Rogen remembers, like, you know what? Before our live switch, I had just bought a really expensive watch. It was called Pretty Baby. It was like a $250,000 watch. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can just break in and take that watch back and everything's going to be fine. And Keanu, the angel, is kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't feel so good about this stealing. And Seth Rogen's like, it's not stealing because this is my life, right? Mm-hmm. So he breaks into Aziz Ansari's character. Aziz Ansari shoots him in the arm because he's obviously trying to invade and rob the house. And obviously when Aziz Ansari shoots him, he's like, oh my God, Jeff, I didn't know you were here. I thought you were a home invader. And so then Seth Rogen's character is like, you remember me? You've been lying about the memory loss? Yeah. And Aziz is like, yeah, I have. So they obviously take him to the hospital. And then they end up talking and,
hanging out as the three amigos.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a pivotal scene at the hospital. Hey, we are in the U.S. In Hawaii. So at the hospital, Aziz is finally like, okay, I can get my life back. But it doesn't work because he's only doing it because he feels guilty and bad for Seth. He's not doing it because he genuinely appreciates the value of his own life.
Or even has hope for his own life.
Yeah. So they basically go out dancing to a club with like a salsa club and they find Elena, aka Kiki Palmer, take her out and go dancing and do tacos. And then Aziz finally has a heart-to-heart with Keanu, aka Angel Gabriel, letting him know that his dad doesn't even know who he is anymore, and but he bought him a house and car or whatever, took care of him financially, but he doesn't even know who he is. He doesn't have his family, and that becomes the moment where Aziz finally has, misses his life and is able to go back. Mm-hmm. And they end up switching back.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously Seth Rogen realizes he doesn't have to be an a-hole to be a tech millionaire.
Yeah.
And Aziz Ansari goes through life and it shows those flash forwards being, not as bad, but also very much being a part of his life, but him being equipped to deal with them in a way that he probably couldn't foresee before everything. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, and Aziz goes and, does his documentary. And then we see the flash forwards in his life where we see that he and Keke Palmer do end up getting together and they're having a family dinner with their joint families.
Mm-hmm. And they're happy and they're laughing and enjoying the time together.
And then the scene with the Amazon and the pee bottles, that was actually right before Aziz basically starts a walkout and leaves Amazon, and that's when he starts doing his documentary. And it kind of ends there. I wish we saw a little bit more, but it ended there, and it was good.
It was really good.
So one funny thing, so it's called Good Fortune, and as you guys know, we are very much on a budget. We're living frugally off grid. We're grateful to be able to prioritize a date, very modest dates. But at the beginning of the movie theater had a power surge. So we ended up getting a free movie.
Good Fortune.
We got Good Fortune, gave us Good Fortune. Which was really grateful because JayySnow loves Wicked. And we also want to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yes.
So there's just some movies out.
It's just me that loves these movies.
Well, but of course I loved Wicked too, but she's known this story way before I had, and of course I want to watch the movies too, and I love the movies. So just to know that our date night could have some breathing room next week because of that free movie was just good vibes from the movie. And so immediately gave us Good Fortune, and we had a really, kind of a deep talk afterwards, because we're going through our version of
Aziz Ansari's life.
Yeah, like we're not living in our car, but we're like fast forward, rewind to the beginning of the video to hear the challenges that we're going through in our home. And it's good to have perspective that it always could be worse, but also a reminder that our life is valuable. And he wasn't able to see that while he didn't have Seth Rogen's life, he had the girl of his dreams, he had family, and he did eventually get a home. And that dog looked old.
That dog looked old. And also it's like, I think one theme the movie explored really well, and I think the dog is another version of it, the ribeye steak is another version of it.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes, and this is why I can still say I'm committed to off-grid, because I think so many of these issues that we think are associated with something very specific, it's like it's not going to necessarily be solved. What do I mean by that? I feel like with the dog being put down, you know what I mean? All he can see from looking at that situation is if I had money, the dog wouldn't have to be put down. But the truth of the matter is, if you have money and you get the dog surgery, there really is also no assurance that everything's going to be fine after that dog has the surgery.
Right.
Any type of complication could come up during the surgery. After the surgery, there could be a whole new issue that arises in the dog because the dog could just be sickly. You know what I mean? So it's really easy to be like, oh, if this is just a money issue, if I had the right money, I wouldn't even be dealing with this. But that never really is truly the case. Another part of it is like when he pays for the dinner with Keke Palmer the first time, it's a big thing because also when Seth Rogen character tell him to go to this expensive restaurant, he's also like, and make sure you try the ribeye. And the ribeye is like $130 by itself. And, they were both wanted the ribeye, but then when they saw that price on it, they were like, you know what, trout actually sounds really good too, And then obviously when Aziz becomes Seth Rogen's character, they get the ribeye because he can afford it now. But I thought it was an interesting parallel that when they didn't have the ribeye is when they ended up together. Yeah. When they had the ribeye, it was delicious in that moment because it was a delicious and well-prepared ribeye, but it didn't do anything to actually positively change the course of their relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it was free.
And they ended up comping the entire meal,
Yeah.
So I feel like I relate to that sentiment a lot because It's like some of these things, it's like, oh my God, it's off grid and that's what makes it so hard. But I quickly realized that's just not the case. Like, I remember growing up in our childhood home, we had a basement. The basement was built into the ground. So moisture and humidity was an issue. Mold and mildew was an issue. Also thinking about the roof rats, that makes my stomach completely unsettled, to be honest. But it's honestly karma a little bit, because I was making fun of my parents because they had a garage rat and it was in their drink. They store like my parents love drinks. Specifically, my dad is like a vending machine when it comes to drinks. So they store their drinks in the garage, and I had a field day laughing and thinking it was funny because they were like, we realized that the rat was living in there because he was drinking up all the frescas, you know? So I just thought that was hilarious because they have such a large, beautiful home. And I'm like, that rat thought he was the king of the castle in that garage. All he needed was that garage with them frescas to feel like a king rat. You know what I mean? But they have a beautiful, completely and totally, fully on grid, and that was still an issue. You know what I mean? Birds. When we stayed with Addie's father, there was a bird that was doing her damnedest to rest right over the front door.
And the whole basement didn't have carpet because it got completely flooded.
And the whole basement didn't have carpet because it got completely flooded. So, you know, it was really just good to think about how you think all of these things are so horrible. And that was the truth, too, about the Amazon job. It's like, you just never know what lessons you're going to get. The Amazon job with Aziz Ansari, because it's like he saw those piss bottles and was like, I don't think I can do that. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look fun. And even when it happened in real life, it still didn't look good and look fun. But the difference was he was like, I'm just not going to do this.
Right. You have free will. He's not condemned to work at Amazon forever.
And pee in a bottle.
So, yeah. So that was one takeaway. I also really... Ow!
It was looking good enough, didn't it?
Thanks. So, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about from the show?
I thought another really interesting theme that they explored really well was that Aziz Ansari's character was not able to receive the angel.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's because he was impoverished. His mindset was impoverished. Because I do believe, and I'm not, this is the hot take, poverty is a disease. There, I said it. You know what I mean? And because he was impoverished, he had a hard time being able to connect spiritually. And he didn't even respect that an angel, literal divine intervention, was working in his life. Like, he was in straight communication and talks with an angel. And instead of seeing the beauty and the miracle in that, still all he can do is complain about how awful his life is. Whereas one thing that Seth Rogen's character was able to do was talk and take care of that divine celestial being in a way that Aziz just couldn't do. Seth Rogen was open to working with Keanu Angel Gabriel. He was open to supporting and taking care of him. The only reason he made him a job because he was like, I literally just can't afford to take care of both of us anymore. You know what I mean? But he was always dedicated to helping that angel, even when he thought Aziz was in a coma or was woken up from the coma and didn't know who he was. He still wasn't like, well, you can't do anything for me. Get out of my life, angel. You know, he was able to be and work with and receive the love, the help, and the companionship of that angel. And it's because his mind wasn't impoverished. He was experiencing poverty because he was experiencing Aziz Ansari's life. But he was experiencing it with all of the good fortune that he knew was possible and available. And I just thought that was a really powerful theme and message and symbolism, because when you are in poverty, impoverished, and an impoverished mindset, it is hard to believe in God sometimes. It is hard to have faith and hope for your life because you're like, why has the Lord forsaken me? You know what I mean? And if he's so real and see me struggling like this, what's going on? You know what I mean? I think it's a real part of being a Christian or being a lover of God and being able to be real about, I'm a little mad at God right now. You know what I mean? Or me and God are having a hard time understanding each other because there's a path and plan that he putting out and there's the one I'm on. And I'm like, I don't know if these two align right now, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really powerful message. I thought it it explored good fortune as well as divine intervention in a really powerful, humorous, and accurate way. I felt.
No, for sure. That's a really good point. And it's like, he just, and I thought the big theme of the movie is hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what Seth Rogen knew was that he had hope that he was going to get his life back.
Yeah.
He knew that this was temporary.
Yeah.
In a way that, you know, we
Aziz
should all.
did not.
Aziz, it's like he knew it was temporary in a bad way. Like he didn't want to go back to his life.
Mm-hmm.
He knew, he was like, let me maximize and do everything I can now because he had scarcity mindset. As opposed to like, I mean, think about all the things that Aziz could have done while he was with Seth. He could have created a bank account in his name, and like, you know, like he could put a whole
said, this is what's going on with me.
Yeah.
And I want to do this job for you the best I can.
Yeah.
These are what I need. He could have negotiated, which I know Addition with Addy and her corporate era, and I'm sure even now is always an advocate for negotiating your pay and your salary.
Yeah.
And he did not do that. He was so happy to get a job. He agreed to, they didn't even discuss money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it obviously wasn't enough because he couldn't afford to do any of the things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just didn't know how. I was talking about like once he had the wealthy powers, he could have created a Swiss bank account for himself to get. Like he just didn't because he's poor.
Yeah.
And he could
That
have
poverty
produced a
mindset.
documentary.
He could have
that was his dream, right?
And put his name on it. He could have done
like
anything.
he could have literally done anything, but he did nothing for Keke Palmer, which annoyed me so much because he had this random friend at the gym that he bought an apartment.
Yeah.
That remember, people from his life do not remember him.
Nope.
So
he's basically just a wealthy benefactor who met his friend at the gym and was like, haha, here's $1 million.
Right, exactly. And he did the same for his father. He did nothing for the woman he had seen was going to be his future wife. Like, he just wasn't thinking, his mind wasn't right. And that's why, you know, we both talk about mindset so much.
That poverty mindset.
He had poverty mindset, scarcity mindset. He also had no business living in his car. Mm-hmm. He just didn't want to live at home, and we didn't talk about this, but he finally opens up to his dad and is like, I'm living in my car, you know, and he's like, why did you lie about that? Why did you, you know, and he wasn't even, the resources that he did have, had too much pride to talk, you know, let them know, because if it's like, what's the point of having family and a support system if you can't be honest with them about what you're going through, you know? So I just validating what you said about, you know, him being in the disease of poverty. And also, let's not forget that 1-star rating he got, because while he was speaking some truth to that kid, he got a 1-star rating. He didn't need to go off on this kid and give him no hope about life because his life didn't work out.
That is a 1-star behavior.
That's 1-star behavior.
One
Killing
branch,
dreams.
1 star, bitch.
Yeah, that's a funny line from the movie. So he was just, you know, life had gotten him really down, you know, and
as it does to us
all. And this isn't about him being like a failure. This is about when you're not building yourself up with using positive content, using prayer, using meditation, building a good support system. That's what you turn into. You turn into a negative naysayer, Debbie Downer
that nobody likes to be around.
And that's why you're not getting hired, and that's why you're not this or that. And not that a job is the answer. It truly is not. But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. He had no hope for his life.
And so they, you know, somebody else's life seemed much better and more appealing to him, but in the end, obviously, that was not so. Yeah. So we really enjoyed that movie, obviously. It was really thought-provoking. I know for me, and it also was just incredibly relatable, which, you know, not to give those 3 too much credit, because we also had the conversation that this is definitely their climb out of the doghouse from the #MeToo movement, #WeAintForget.
LOL, right?
But they really tried to make it as relatable as possible. And they did a good job, you know what I mean? I think I talk about the Amazon scene, which, like I said, if you guys know that my family had a delivery service program with Amazon. So the job that he got and what he was talking about is what I had exact and direct experience for. The pee bottles are real, you know, and I feel like it's also, and what we did do was pay people livable wages.
Yeah.
But what is also true is that we had to put them in incredible time pressure, load pressure, and I feel like something I've not gotten to do is, like, if anybody who ever worked for me watches this, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. While I was in charge, I feel like there were so many things that I was focused on outside of how people felt, and I couldn't focus on how every one of the employees felt, because I had like 200 employees at one point. But what is true is that a lot of those things come from the top, you know what I mean? Like, even watching on the route like a hog, putting you in intense time pressure. The route was also created by Amazon, you know, so, and also everything that we had to do and watch and monitor you guys through and for was from Amazon, you know what I mean? Not one time did I enjoy cracking down the whip and making sure you guys met those time deadlines. And I know that there's so many different things, but if I pissed you off, if you didn't like me, whatever, I apologize. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be a horrible boss. And I know I wasn't a horrible boss in some ways, but I do feel like the system in which we were working for was set up to create horrible behavior, horrible actions, horrible working conditions. And for that, I apologize. I too was young. I too was taken advantage of in some ways. You know what I mean? So we're more alike than we are different. And like I said, I apologize, because that sucks. It does. It was ridiculous. And that's why we don't do it anymore. To be real. That's why. Yeah. So I definitely found that part to be extremely relatable. And I also find van life relatable, because I feel like van life is adjacent to off-grid life. I think most of the off-gridders I follow transferred from van or bus life, and then they bought their land, they bought their property, and then now they have, land and property. And they also talk about what a big deal it is, because living in your car and having that be your only possession is hard. Nobody wants that. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants that.
These are what our current financial times call for. You know what I mean? And not always, not everybody, hashtag not all, but for some people, it's that real, you know?
Yeah. I'll never forget when I was working at Google, they had the really competitive position for AI marketing. And I knew about 3-4 people that just knew they were going to get it. And the person that got it was someone who lived in an Airstream with his husband and maybe kid, maybe dog. And I was just thinking, now this is a director at Google. Why in the world are they living in an Airstream? And you don't have to wonder why. They like you said, you put it perfectly. That's what their life is calling for in that moment. We don't know what debt people have. We don't know where people's starting point is. And I remember at a party, we kind of joked, it was the first time where van life came up, and I was just like, that's just making poverty trendy. It's like, and it wasn't supposed to be like a diss of van life. It's like, like living in your car is not an aspiration. It's a temporary necessity. It's not something to just
People
do
are
for fun.
excited
You know
to
what I
do.
mean?
Yeah.
No one's like, hell. We saw that there's on YouTube. There's people living in their Tesla and showing how that's possible.
Go to the box, Oya.
Oya, don't. She wants to pee on the floor on the
Go to the box.
trash bag, and I don't know why.
Don't be an op.
Please don't be an op. But yeah, people just are, you know, no one wants to live in their car. And like JayySnow said, every off-grider she knows started in their van. Like their goal is to eventually save up to do something different. So.
So no, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but everybody has bad days, including our most new trillionaire, Elon Musk. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's a trillionaire now?
Yeah,
Oh.
and that's another layoff that happened. The people at Tesla are pissed because he's got $1 trillion pay package, and obviously they do not have that.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's what life calls for at the time, and you know, it takes time. It takes time, and obviously it takes help, and it also takes divine intervention.
Yeah, it does. And I think what we came away was like everyone is going through their own version of this, you know, and we didn't really see anything bad or wrong with Seth Rogen's life, and I'm glad that they didn't show that. Like, other than being single,
he had a great life.
He had a great life, and the only thing he needed was an assistant to help him make his great life better, you know, and
bring some organization to his already fabulous life.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with his life, but not everyone has that. You know what I mean? And you know, life, you just kind of got to deal with the hand that you're dealt, you know, and we're grateful to be as lucky as we are. And you know, we want more. We want Seth Rogen's life too in some ways.
Hell yeah, we do.
We want his home, you know. We want his, you know.
What we saw from his life sold a good life.
It sold a great life,
and Keanu's character was funny and pointed out, like, you know, the problem is the money did fix all of his problems.
Exactly. Shout out to the GoFundMe.
Shout out to the GoFundMe.
Something we both believe is like to not pretend you don't want nice things, to not pretend that you don't want money, to not pretend like you don't want to live the richest life you can possibly live.
Things. I feel like, you know, it makes me think about, it's like we cleared out all of that stuff and we showed it to you guys, and there's so many things that people were like, oh, I got him. I don't even know what he just bit, but I got him.
Let me get you a napkin.
Thanks, boo.
I wanted to stand up anyway.
It's literally raining in the cabin right now. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about.
You were talking about, well, we talk about mosquitoes bringing presents, and it's like, what?
Or removing you from the present.
Or removing you from the present. Oh, not feeling like you deserve nice things. We moved out all our stuff.
And I know that there are some people who watch that and are like, you guys could have used that stuff. That stuff was good. And, and it's like, it wasn't though. You know what I mean? Like, one thing we've quickly realized here, because the truth is, we're expert sellers. And if that stuff was worth anything, we would have been able to sell it really well. You know what I mean? But the truth of the stuff that was left behind here is it's actually stuff nobody wanted. It's stuff the owner didn't think enough of to take. It's their trash.
We also did give it a chance. Like, the realtor was like, if there's anything you don't want. And we could have said, we don't want anything. We just, everything was happening so fast. We didn't have time to even look through anything.
And we also weren't in the position to have closing pushback anymore.
Yeah.
We knew that if we would have told them we didn't want anything, because the person who bought the house or sold the house to us wasn't in Hawaii. So I knew that if we would have said we don't want any of this stuff, and honestly, we did tell them some stuff we didn't want. They didn't take it. You know, we weren't adamant about it, and it's because we weren't able to push back closing anymore.
Exactly. We didn't have the time. But I remember the first time a light bulb went out and I went and changed the light bulb didn't work. And that was, for me, the indicator that all this stuff is truly trash.
For me, it was thinking that we were going to uncover an amazing power tool or something, because I feel like in cleaning out the stuff we did clean out, I found like a chainsaw manual, and I was like, oh, maybe that chainsaw is down there somewhere. And realizing that that chainsaw, in fact, was not down there anywhere.
No.
And that automatically let me know, like, this person took what they wanted. And they should have. It was their stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they took the stuff that they wanted, which was the stuff that was valuable.
Yeah.
And they left the things that could be valuable, but they knew they weren't, because if they were, they would have sold them or given them to a friend or somebody that they love. You know what I mean? So it was all invaluable stuff. You know what I mean? And I feel like resourcefulness can look a lot of different ways, but one thing it doesn't look like for me is having a whole bunch of stuff I don't want. I feel like that's how you create a messy and nasty looking homestead, which is the furthest from my desire. You know, I want a beautiful homestead. And a beautiful homestead to me is no trash, no things that people don't want or that look ugly or unsightly. You know what I mean? Or just aren't our vibe. And none of that stuff was nice, our vibe, or even useful. Yeah. You know, it was all caked in a layer of grime because it's been sitting in this cabin collecting dust for we don't even know how long. Yeah. You know what I mean? But definitely not harping on that, but just, you know, I know it looks like we don't need and we didn't, and we had a bunch of stuff that we let go of, but it's like that stuff was rotting, that stuff was moldy, like, and we had to clear it out to even create space for our vision.
Our ants were like making nests in them.
Some of that stuff had like, I don't know if it might be on the live stream, it might not, it was so nasty, and I feel like our first reaction was to kill those ant nests, so I just immediately sprayed them. But
I showed on my live stream.
I have never seen ants like that.
Nests like that. It was really gross. So yeah, we made space. We believe in vacuums. And if there's anything in your life that doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. It doesn't matter.
Specifically, getting rid of it, having the faith that there's something better that can take its place.
And that's the hope that the movie was about, circling back. It's like you have to have hope for your life, for a better life. And otherwise, what are you doing?
And I think that's how we even got here. That's how we got to off-grid. You know what I mean? Because we lived... What's also true is, like, while we want Seth Rogen's life, we lived a version of his life. And the truth of it is it didn't bring us joy. Like, Addy made that excellent point yesterday. Like, he did the fabulous vacations. He did the fabulous dinners, you know.
The sauna and cold plunge.
The sauna and cold plunge. We've done all of that. And it is great. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's a part of what we want to bring back into our lives. But the means in which we had to get it the last time, i.e. me being Amazon's piss bottle leader, and Addition working for her corporations that she's worked for, it didn't bring the amount of joy that it's promised, you know?
Yeah, and then, you know, we had to, like, ignite the hope that it doesn't have to be that way. And that takes a lot of belief, because the world wants to tell you, well, that's the only way to get nice things, is to, you know, get some high-powered job at some corporation. And we're just believing different, because there's an example everywhere you look of people who don't have that, or like didn't have to do that to get where they are. So yeah, and a lot of the things that we didn't have, we do have now. We do have a sauna. We have access to ocean. We have
we
natural
intentionally
beauty.
Turned our life into a vacation.
Yeah, we have natural beauty.
Thanks for the thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Yeah, thanks guys. So, you know, it's also just a reminder of, you know, gratitude. And also, like, for, you know, we both believe in, like, manifestation, and you have to be in a place of gratitude to even receive. You can't be thinking, woe is me.
Can't be thinking lack.
You can't be thinking lack.
You can't be focused on what you don't have.
Yeah, you got to focus on what you do have, and the stuff that you do have in the future, just not in the present. You just have to believe everything is coming to you. And that's what we choose to believe.
Believe in good fortune.
Believe in good fortune.
So, obviously that movie was really powerful for us. You guys should go give it a watch. we had to see it yesterday too. I think Addie forgot because it was leaving the movie theater. Presumably to make space for Wicked, and now you see me, now you don't. So we, she said, we kind of just last minute decided to go see Good Fortune, and honestly got some good fortune. Got a lot of it. Got for another free movie, and also just got a lot of
free popcorn.
And free popcorn. It's so true. We got free popcorn. We got a free movie, and we got to see a movie that I feel like inspired and fed us spiritually, which is priceless.
Yes, for sure. Also, Keanu has Hawaiian heritage, so we, kind of being in Hawaii, it was nice to see a Hawaiian star
on screen.
On the movie. We went to see Wizard of Oz, and there weren't as many Hawaiian characters as we thought there would be. So
yeah, we went to the play, to be specific. The local talent show.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So it's nice to see Hawaii on the map.
So, yeah. Like I said, we obviously recommend this film, and I think more importantly than recommending the film, it's like, I think what is important to both of us is bringing hope and inspiring not just ourselves, but you guys. I know that's a huge reason on why I like to create content for you guys, you know what I mean? And I also just like to share what areas of the world that we've walked, and honestly give you the truth behind them, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we showed a lot of the excellence and the beauty of Thailand and being an expat, but when we found out the bad and we were in a place to share it with you, we immediately gave that, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's another example of what we're doing today. It's like off-grid is great a lot of days. And like I said in the beginning of the live, I've had more good days off-grid than I've had bad days off-grid. But a bad day is just that, a bad day. And
a rainy day is just that, a rainy day. So, yeah.
But still we persist with hope and faith.
Yeah.
And knowing that everything is going to work out exactly how it's supposed to. And I hope you know that that's your truth too.
For sure. And the bad days help put the good days in perspective. And, something that I think it was at the beginning, I felt so attached to this property, like it wasn't like me existing outside of the property, that if it was like anything that wasn't great about it, it like deeply affected me, because I felt like I was, you know what I mean? And because it's like, but what are we going to do? But now I have a level of detachment. I exist as a person outside of this property. And, it creates space for us to be honest about how we're feeling. And for me to like not take it personally, So yeah, I feel like we love our life, but I'm not attached to any part of our life besides my family, which is my wife and our cat, and trusting that everything's just going to work out how it's supposed to, because we are doing everything with intention. We're prayerful, prayer-led. We are in touch, we're honoring our bodies, honoring our minds, honoring ourselves, honoring each other, and
honoring the land.
And just trusting the process, trusting the journey. Because again, we chose this. We could have done anything. We could be living anywhere in the world. We could have any kind of living situation, not necessarily like home ownership, but like we could be living anywhere. And this is what we chose after a lot of research. So this is where we are, and no one forced us to do this. You know what I mean? Life didn't force us to do this either. This was something that we chose that we thought would maximize our happiness. And on the good days, it absolutely does. And I can't say that we wouldn't have had bad days anywhere else.
No, that's not the case. And I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, the bad days towards it now, I've realized too, it's like grateful for the bad days, because it just highlights where it prioritizes, it highlights where, and gives us guidance on what we can do and what is going to feel good when these inevitable what's it called, conditions come back. You know what I mean? Like, we moved to one of the rainiest places in America, so we have to figure out how to make our cabin best equipped for rain. You know, we have to make our off-grid experience best equipped for this place, which, going back to what I said, is like there are 4 seasons here in Hawaii too. They just look really different from what we grew up with and understood and knew as seasons on the mainland.
Yeah, we chose rainforest climate over all of the other climates that we could have homesteaded in, you know. But one thing we learned traveling the world is that there's no place with perfect weather year round. There's always something, and there's always a compromise. There's always a sacrifice. And we chose rain over snow.
And we also chose rain over intense heat.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm always grateful to Thailand, because that was an incredible amount of heat. I've never been that high. Dear Pool V, we're doing good. We're doing good. We've been better, but we're doing good. We shared this whole live stream about the truth about off-grid in this moment, this day, and what we've been dealing with. So make sure you catch the replay. Mine's posted at 6 a.m. the next day, and Addy's is posted after midnight tonight. So you can get the skinny on how we're doing today. But thank you so much for asking.
Thank you.
So, yeah. But it is just a rough day. And it's just because rain is no fun. There's a whole song, Rain, Rain, Go Away, Come Again Another Day. You know? But one thing that does love the rain are these plants. So I'm happy that they get what they're getting what they need, you know?
We also take showers with rainwater. So our running water on the property that isn't hauled in is from the rain.
We're from the U.S., Hawaii.
Yes, U.S., Hawaii. But it doesn't mean that we can't be annoyed that it's raining. I even looked to see what the weather is other parts, and it's raining everywhere. So, yeah, we live in a rainforest. And so this is the first day that we live streamed in the cabin, because it's just, let's make it easy. Doesn't have to be hard. Yesterday we just left, you know. We don't have to sit outside in the rain, like we just don't. We can make it, we look at ways that just make it easier for us.
We're content creators for a living.
Yes. Which was our dream, which is really cool. And we're living our dream. Like, so many of our dreams we're living, you know. Living in Hawaii, living by the ocean, looking out and seeing palm trees, being homeowners, being content creators, making money as content creators. Shout out to our GoFundMes, linked in bios, linked in the comments. And we're just working on getting the rest of our dream together. And, you know, we're young, so I'm really incredibly proud of how much we've been able to do so far. Yay! Yeah,
I feel like we're really intense achievers, both of us. Some could say overachievers, and I feel like for me it's like realizing that we are not going to be professional off-gridders on month 3 or even month 5. I think one of my favorite shorts that I posted recently was, and I was also in a live stream talking about how when we first got here, we told that guy we were going to do the plumbing ourselves. Yeah. We were going to insert our own water filter. Yeah. And we are just not experienced plumbers.
No.
And I think we could have figured it out, but at the cost of not having running water for even longer, just wasn't worth it.
No.
So,
and we got to prioritize our energy.
And we got a lot to learn. about living off grid and being home and landowners. And this is what it looks like. So make sure you guys subscribe to join the journey. If you see my shorts, this is what I'm talking about. This is the journey. It's part of it.
Yep.
And we've given it you the real, the raw, the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's probably asking about your tattoo.
On my right hand side, it's lips. They're actually my lips.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, what else? I guess we're taking questions. If you guys have any questions, you can chill and we can put the camera on the rain for a while.
Works. So open. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna show you guys the Hawaii rainfall.
Yes. Oh, maybe through
It's
here.
raining heavy. It could be raining heavier. I'll be completely honest. Like there are times. This is light rain. There are times where it feels and sounds like the sky is dumping on the cabin. And right now is not like that. Like I was saying when it was raining harder, even in the video, it was like it was raining in the cabin because it was coming through the screens. It's not doing that now because it's much lighter rain. But what it has been doing is raining for 24 hours. And that is still heavy rain, even though it's not pounding.
Yeah, it's a lot of rain.
It's a lot of rain.
Oh,
another part of the update I forgot to share for the viewers. If you guys saw me harvest that first canistel, if you guys know anything about egg fruit, you can't eat it right away. So I had to set it on our little fruit table, and I was trying to let it soften, and I was going to try egg fruit with you guys for the first time, and it was all exciting, but the animals beat me too.
I saw.
So there will be no egg fruit for a little while. The tree is baking a lot of them. That was just like a really...
I'll be right back. I have to use the...
Excuse me. Excuse me. That was a early riser in the world of the canistel tree. But it's now gone. So I know it was good because the animals did not let me have it. You're lucky because I can't see rain long time in UAE. Well, I've actually been to Dubai, and I could totally understand it. So here's a great dose of rain for you. We've been getting it, like I said, for the past 24 hours. So we have no shortage of rain whatsoever. This is JayySnow in addition with Addy. We start off-grid Hawaii life. We currently live on 3 acres. We've been giving you guys the real, the truth about off-grid. Make sure you guys catch the replay. I post my replay at 6 a.m. the next day. In addition with Addy is going to post her replay after midnight. We just were speaking candidly and openly about the current trials and tribulations of our off-grid Hawaii life, and how we're adjusting and what's going on in the journey. So I'm really glad that you guys can enjoy it. It's a very nice place. I really love this. I'm so glad you love this. I can tell you guys a little bit about what you're looking at. So on this side right here, that's the canistel tree, the egg fruit tree that I was telling you guys about, where the animals have stolen the fruit. Maybe if you look closely, you can see some fruiting bodies. Maybe not. It's kind of hard to see, but there's plenty of egg fruit on that tree. I'm not going to fault the animals too much. This is our egg fruit tree right here. Or not egg fruit, breadfruit. It's our breadfruit tree. It's not honestly as lush and thriving as I see all of the breadfruit trees here in Hawaii doing, and I think it's one due to elevation, the elevation of where we are, and then also I think out there just needs a lot of fertilizer. I believe that this side that we're currently looking at is the rainiest, the wettest part of the homestead, I should say. It kind of feels like everything drains to that area. So I think a lot of the soil, I think a lot of the nutrients, everything gets rinsed away. So it's hard for it to grow and thrive. These trees right here in the middle, LOL, this is our roach spray. Just move that out of the way. This, those are the angel's trumpets. Guys, they smell so amazing. If you can see them, the angel's trumpets smell so good. They smell great at night, and they smell really good in the morning. So when it's like just a nice breezy morning, that scent creeps into the vine, and it smells really amazing. Your house is only there. I'm not sure what you mean by my house is only there. Gotta explain better what you mean. But this is one of my favorite angles from our cabin. So, and then these are our pollinators. Late to the live, but I hope it's been a good week for y'all. It has been a good week. We definitely share some of the challenges and stuff that we've been going through, but it's been a good week overall. Can't complain. God is good. Thanks for asking. I hope you're having a great week as well, Allie. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for joining. I really, really appreciate your support.
Yes.
And then this is our avocado tree over here. It's not really doing that well. Trying to bring it into focus. It looks like it's doing okay. It's just not fruiting. So you can't tell, but back there are about 3 avocado trees in a row. And then this is our orange tree that we are always. It's okay, baby. You put it on. That's our orange tree that, as you can see, is just making more oranges than any one person can eat. I would say citrus probably is what's growing the best here on the homestead.
For sure.
You don't have any neighbor. Yeah, we have neighbors, but we have a 3-acre land parcel, so we don't really see our neighbors, but we have them on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We have neighbors. So,
wow, it got chilly
It
all of
did.
a sudden.
The breeze came.
I just had to put a hoodie on, y'all.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely planned my outfit to wear this little cover thing with it. Just helps.
It's a really cute outfit.
Thanks, boo. So peaceful place. It is peaceful. It's definitely got its challenges, but for the most part, it's very peaceful. It's true. That's why we love it so much.
Your chat's asking great questions.
Thanks, boo. Shout out to Rave. Not sponsored, but we could be.
We could be, for sure. We could be. While we're waiting, I can start getting the bedding off. It's laundry day.
It's laundry day, which honestly I love laundry day. How long has it been raining? It rained yesterday in the day. Girl, it's been raining for 24 hours. It's been raining for a straight 24 hours. This is like the lighter, softer rain. I was just telling another person who asked, like, sometimes it feels and it sounds like the sky is dumping like buckets of rain. I've only really experienced rain like this here and in Thailand. It's heavy. It's heavy rain. But this isn't as heavy as it gets, obviously. Like, I'm standing close to the phone, so I know you guys can hear me well, but sometimes it gets so heavy, we'll be like watching TV and stuff on our phones or watching YouTube or whatever, and you can't even hear it anymore. You gotta just make the closed caption on because the wind is incredibly loud.
Yep.
I really love these type of places. Oh yeah, me too. We love it here. I feel like that's why we are fighting to figure out what we need, what it takes to live here at the utmost comfort, because we love it here. And as beautiful as this looks with the rain, it is breathtaking when the sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day. Everything about it is just gorgeous and beautiful. It's only hard when it's raining. After watching this scene, I started missing my home country. Oh, I'm sorry. What's your home country? Beautiful pool. Wow, so the rain is heavier than when it thunderstorms in the south. You know what, Allie? It hasn't even thunderstormed here for real. I haven't heard a thunderstorm yet, a thunder or lightning storm. But it just rains really, really hard. And yes, it rains harder than it rains in the south, because I feel like it's almost like theatrics compared to what actual heavy rain looks like. The theatrics being the thunder and the lightning. You know what I mean? But it gets incredibly heavy rain. It just does. And that's not on every island, but where we are. But I was looking at the map, and it looks like a specific side of every island of Hawaii gets more rain. Because that's where I don't know exactly how it works. I'm no meteorologist, but that's where the current whatever comes from. It doesn't really thunderstorm on the West Coast either. Yeah, and I feel like this is closer to the West Coast than it is the East Coast, of course. So no, it doesn't thunder. I won't say it doesn't. It just hasn't yet. Like I said, beginning of the live, we've only been in Hawaii 90 days, and we've only lived on our homestead for 2 months. So there's still a lot to learn, experience, and see. This is just the beginning of rainy season. But we also were a little perplexed because while it's the beginning of rainy season, we know it's also the time where they tell and encourage tourists to come. So we've been trying to figure out more, but I think one thing we learned is that everybody likes a different kind of beach day. I personally prefer a beach day that's extremely hot, so I can feel good about getting into the water. But some people's perfect beach day is like 75 degrees or, even 80 degrees. And if that's what you like, I see why they would say come at this time because it's a cooler beach day. But I personally like it to be so sweltering hot I don't have any choice but to get in the water. That's very specific to me.
There's also like surfing,
Yeah, surfing's huge here.
which calls for different beach conditions.
Yeah, the surfers are out there risking their lives every single day, and they love it. And we like watching them. Because even when it says high surf, I don't know. I feel like the Pacific is just not to be played with. That's all I'm going to say about it. I feel like the Atlantic's not to be played with, but I definitely grew up with the Atlantic and feel like I know her better and understand her energy better. But this Pacific, it just be out there rolling. It's cold. It's not freezing cold, which we love about here, but it is cold. Sea urchins. I never experienced sea urchins before. I'm terrified of them. I don't want that in my food. The Atlantic ain't happening over there on the East Coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Is she your friend or your sister? She is neither. She is my wife. We are married. We're married and this is our home. Yes, we both married each other. That's illegal. That's legal here. I know in Dubai would never hear of anything like that. Or UAE in general. It's very strict there. And I'm sure lesbianism is frowned upon. Which is why we don't live there. It is very not good. Hey, Doe, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate you guys' support. How goes it with the wedding? Well, have you guys started on the wedding planning, or are you just enjoying the fiance engagement part yet? Let me know what part are you guys at? I feel like, and we can talk about it on the phone, but I feel like there's so many stages to preparation for the wedding, the inevitable merging of families, no matter what it looks like. Because that's what it is, even if they don't want that. That's what it is. So, I hope and wish you guys well.
Same.
Encourage you guys to love on and love each other. Because that's all that matters, really. It feels, family and all that stuff feels important, and it has a degree of importance. But you guys are each other's family now.
Oh, it's true.
Planning has begun. Yay! And we are buckling up for the
awesome.
roller coaster. That's awesome.
Yay! So exciting.
That's really exciting. Wow. Doe, have you started looking for a dress, girl? Lesbian is also human, no matter all. Yay! I totally agree, dear Pool V. Thanks for being cool. Thanks for being open minded, because it is. We are all human.
Yes.
We're all human, and we all need love. We all need love. Yeah. It really needs to be repacked, but I've been feeling bad doing it, and I know you wait.
Oh, I'm not.
Not yet. That's okay. It'll come in time. It's really fun, and I think your family is doing it good with everything. But if not, when you need help trying on them dresses, you can call me in addition with Addy, and we will happily give you feedback and praise you and make it a wonderful and beautiful moment that you deserve. So
Yeah,
if you need that, it's there for you, girl.
for sure.
You have our full support. We understand, and leave it at that.
Yeah. It's a great way to put it. No. We've overcome so much adversity. Just wanting to start a life together.
Yes.
And sometimes it can be overwhelming. But love is the most important thing in the world. So don't let anything less important come in the way of you guys building your loving life together formally through marriage.
And it will try, but as you guys know, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Dear Pool V said, have you ever visited UAE? Fun story, we actually have, Dear Pool V, and it's always funny because there's always a thread of commonality amongst people. So we definitely went to Dubai, and that was a huge part of understanding some of the challenges that we were going to face being lesbians and a part of our family. That Dubai trip was really hard for both Addition with Addy and myself, and I think her family as well, because it was a reckoning.
Yeah.
It was a big deal to go to Dubai, one, and then to go to Dubai as a couple amongst African family.
Yeah.
So
no, it was just as cringe and uncomfortable as you
would
imagine it would be.
Yeah.
If not worse.
I think Dubai is beautiful. I would not go back again. I didn't think it was. It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I don't think it felt good. In my personal opinion, no disrespect, Pool V, I'm just giving you an honest response. It didn't feel good as a woman. It didn't feel good as a lesbian either. They were really going on and doing a lot to say that they prioritized and respected and valued women. And unfortunately, in my experience, that was just not the case at all.
No.
I saw a grown man yell at what I presume was a group of 60-plus older black women. He yelled at them after they put on a whole big show talking about how much they respect women and how you would never see that here.
Right.
And we immediately saw it in the hotel lobby, to the point where I was like, what the hell was all that stuff y'all just talked about?
Right.
Every community, people's living here peacefully. I believe that. I believe that you guys are living peacefully. There were a lot of peaceful corners and pockets. And like I said, it was a lot of really beautiful. The beach was beautiful. The building, the architecture was absolutely stunning. Never seen buildings like that. So, I also believe peace is where you make it. So, I have a feeling, dear Pool V, that you're a peaceful person, and that's why peace is still around you. Yeah.
I feel like part of travel is realizing where you like to be.
Part of travel is absolutely realizing where you like to be.
And every place can't be the best place. The best place for you as an individual.
No. And there are a lot of places I feel like that are not good for me for a bunch of different reasons. I don't know if the mainland feels good for me.
No.
That's why I'm not there. It's very individualistic.
And that's why the world's such a big place.
And that's why the world's such a big place. But I encourage everybody to explore. Allie and Doe, have you guys thought about honeymoon, speaking of which? So, fun fact. To save for our honeymoon, we actually did a mini moon that weekend. The weekend we got married, we got like an Airbnb somewhere up in like Canton, where it was like cold. It had a hot tub, and that was really cute. And then for the rest of the year, after that, we saved up for our big honeymoon in Thailand after we picked a place. But even before we knew we wanted to do Thailand, we just had like a savings bucket for honeymoon. So we didn't take our honeymoon technically until the very next year.
Yeah, it was like an anniversary / honeymoon.
It became, Addy said it was like anniversary / honeymoon. So I really recommend that. I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to say it because I love you. I also recommend, because I said this on the live stream the other day, I don't know if you were there, but I fully recommend keeping a respectable budget on the wedding. Like, we did $10,000 for the wedding, because as you guys will see, the wedding quickly can get astronomical on pricing once you start doing venue and feeding the guests and how many people, because everybody gonna say they don't want to come, and everybody got a problem with gayness until the gay wedding come around. Now everybody want to come to the gay wedding, and I can't believe you ain't invite me. I don't have a problem with it. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? So more people are gonna want to come than you think, and you gotta feed all those people. You already know I'm not playing about that budget. Period. Period.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like I personally, y'all already know the dynamic. I was calling the Four Seasons and everybody like, and can I just get a quote on how much this wedding venue would be? And now I'm so grateful we did not spend all that money on that wedding. Thanks for talking in, though. I'm so glad we did not spend all that on that wedding. And I know it was hurtful to some people in our family, and I apologize. But I'm glad we kept that guest list capped at 35. Yeah. It's a lot of damn people, and you got to feed them all, and you're in charge of the good time. So you can't play about that budget. Ain't nothing wrong with an off-the-rack dress. Child, don't get me started on everybody wanting to know the wedding info, and they said nothing about our engagement. No, I feel like I have aunts who were vocal about not wanting nothing to do with gay, but then was like, I can't believe she ain't invite me to the wedding. And
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And I also was like, I truly didn't know you would want to come. You know, a lot of my family is PK, Savannah, Bible Belt, so I truly thought I was doing them a favor by not even giving them the emotional turmoil that they got to do. They claim and make it look like they got to do wrestling with their spirituality and approving of my love life. I thought I was saving them a favor, you know, or doing them a favor. But everybody gonna want to come celebrate that love with you. Nice to meet you. We will meet again, inshallah. Thank you so much, dear Poogie. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciated talking to you. Thanks for your support on the live. So, but overall, it's going to be a really fun experience. As you can see, I'm really happy and excited for you guys. It's been, being married and getting married has been the most fun and honestly the best experience of my life so far. So, I know it's going to be so good for you guys.
That makes me so happy to hear.
It's true. Folks will be invited for courtesy, but we know what to expect on the foolery. Yeah, and that's the mindset. That's it. The foolery will be there. And I feel like sometimes the foolery come from unexpected places too. So just all that matters is you and Allie. It's y'all's wedding. It's y'all's day. It's y'all's marriage. It's y'all's love. And y'all start. Don't forget, you start how you finish. So go ahead and already prioritize each other and what is important to y'all, because everybody gonna come in with something.
Opinions.
Opinions, judgments, all that stuff. But I'm so glad you guys are feeling good and excited. What's something that y'all are the most excited about? Both of y'all answer what y'all are the most excited about. Besides, obviously, making the commitment to spend the rest of your lives together. Already subscribed to your channel. Thank you so much, dear Pool V. I can't wait to see you again. You know, we go live daily, so I know we'll meet again. Thanks again. We are excited for that next step, as we should be. Words don't describe. Just to say my wife. Hey, my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife. Yeah, period. We ain't saying that enough. And all I hear is my man, my man, my man, my man. But this way. Aw, y'all are so cute. Wow, what an incredible feat. So do you guys think y'all are going to continue to stay in where you guys live now, or do y'all have thoughts about going somewhere different, or what y'all just feeling established now? Ali, are you still trying to do law school? Family building, yay! That's what we all trying to do, girl. Mm-hmm. That's why we trying to get this homestead together, so we can have somewhere to have these children be comfortable, happy, and free.
Yeah.
I'm excited to share the moment with people who poured into us. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's really exciting. I might have sent it to you guys. I definitely have our wedding video posted. You guys got to see that. Because what it does is just capture the people who are there, if you do it right, or the people who, like you said, have poured into you and are going to feel joy and express joy during that union, and to be able to look at that on video is amazing. I'll also say what we decided we were going to spend on, we did spend on a photographer, and we also spent on a venue.
And a videographer.
Yeah, that's what I
thought you said
a videographer. Do we have both?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Addy just told me we had a photographer and a videographer. And venue is where we spent on. And then we had dresses that, we thought our dresses were beautiful. And they were. I got our dresses. I personally recommend getting your dress off the rack because they can fit it to you. Mm-hmm. So the only reason that they charge like $3,000 plus is because it's like, well, they can have it made for you, but you can just get the one that they have on the rack and they can tailor it to your body and for a quarter of the cost.
For sure. If not more.
If not more. Family build. Wow. LOL, we got to talk about that. I'm like always wondering about the plan. Me and Addy always laugh because one of my cousins who's gay, we straight up asked her, how you get that baby?
Wait, which cousin?
Shouldn't yeah. Like Greg one.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to go ahead and spill the tea. How does this work? I promise I asked just like that too. Everybody getting pregnant but us. No, it's a word. I feel like even on Facebook, and I feel like I stopped following so many people that we went to school with on Facebook. All of them got multiple kids, not just 1, 3 and 4. A bunch of churn. Don't worry though, in due time. I personally feel like, what we aren't ever going to get to talk about, and I'm not saying this is the case for them, I don't know what their story is, but what I am saying is part of the beauty and gift of being a lesbian is getting to do family planning in a way that other people don't. The pit bull in the corner, she pregnant. No, it's everybody. I feel like we had a pig on the property that was pregnant. And what was crazy about her being pregnant is it's on one of my shorts. She had 10 piglets already trailing behind her. She knocked up again.
Yeah. I feel like there was a lot of pressure once we found out that we were getting married to immediately have kids. And I remember when we had like a 2-year timeline.
Yeah.
Which we really thought, and like assuming everything had stayed the same,
right.
it would have made sense. But everything changed, and so now we're just trusting divine timing.
Just trusting divine timing. He said, we have 2 separate couple friends out here that are expecting. Knocked up pig is hilarious. Nah, it's facts though. I mean, I feel like we feel y'all. Everybody pregnant. Everybody pregnant. But like I said, I feel like I do my best to look at the beauty in it. And what we're doing is family planning in a way that, some hetero couples just don't get to prioritize because people fall pregnant, but we ain't falling pregnant, and we getting our money, we getting our minds and pockets right,
exactly,
so that we can show up for kids in a way that we haven't seen before. I know that's what I want to do. God's timing is absolutely right every single time. Divine timing is key because we could not have had one. We could not have had one sooner. No, and it's also like you may not have even wanted to. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people don't talk about how hard it is to get your mind right, to get a life together, to create what you want before the kids get here, and that's what I'm excited about, and that's why I waited. It was so that I could provide the best life for the child, and all the healing that we get to do now, because we aren't stressed out with kids, is it priceless? You know what I mean? My mom ain't never been my age with no kids. Matter of fact, my mom at my age had 3 kids already and didn't even know she was about to have another one.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely better prepared now, and making space and waves for a better, brighter, bigger generation. It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. It is. I'm grateful. I feel like a lot of, we talked about Thailand being like a healing, and it's like there was a lot of like self-nurturing and like nurturing each other that we had to do before we were even mentally in the space for us to have kids. Like we don't even have a dog yet, you know? And I feel like it's not like there's some perfect time, but it's also just understanding capacity,
I think it's capacity, and I also feel like it's the amount of stability that even a dog needs, and even Oya needs is like hard.
Yeah, I think having Oya, I'm glad that Oya's with us to even prepare us in the way that she can.
But no, it's definitely not the right time right now. But I do feel like that day we were at the beach, and I was like, if those are puppies, we're in trouble. I was serious about that thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But
we would have, but they weren't,
exactly.
And what hasn't happened is like the perfect dog come in front of us and us
feel
say
like I need a home.
This isn't. Every dog that we've had is available. Like it's not just like coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it just hasn't happened yet.
The stars haven't aligned.
Yeah.
Are y'all dog people? Are y'all gonna do a pet? Are you guys into that? I know Allie loved her Australian Shepherd. What was her name? Roxy, I think. Do you like pets, though? Yeah, I've been trying for some years to no avail. I feel you, Al. It's a lot.
Trying for what?
I think to get a dog or a pet.
Oh. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's attention being taken from somewhere to the
Yeah.
dog. Like, that's, and it's about when, if you want to do that and when, you know.
It's also expensive.
Yeah, line
Oh.
item.
No, have a baby.
Oh my God, dope.
We love dogs, but pet rent is dumb high. Girl, I feel you. The gag is I ain't never paid that pet rent, but it's much easier with a cat than a dog to evade pet rent. But I done it. A little bit of mischievousness for you there. But I definitely got caught one time in college. Really twice. Allie is joking, y'all. I know she's joking. Y'all are funny. Oh, it's Friday. What y'all got planned for the weekend? What's up? What goes on y'all side of the earth Friday night?
Sorry, my jeans are so tight right now.
Are y'all Wicked fans? Are y'all gonna go see Wicked
It comes out next Thursday.
next Thursday? Choo-choo, how was Friendsgiving? Was the food good?
It's not Thanksgiving yet, dude.
Friendsgiving.
Oh, I forget that's not.
We live in the city, so everything is at our doorstep. Well, that's awesome. Y'all do a little shot for us. You should make that a video.
I know, right? They're so good. You guys didn't see, but JayySnow was doing squats with me on her back.
LOL.
Oh.
Y'all needed to know.
Yes, no, it's because it's impressive. I think it's time.
Is it time?
It's 2 hours.
Friendsgiving was fun.
We can keep going.
I'm glad Friendsgiving was fun. Well, y'all, we stream. Y'all hunching. We were not hunching behind the camera. We are fully clothed. I knew it was going to sound like that because it did sound like that for sure. My jeans so tight.
I know, right? Because they are.
LOL. But I really appreciate you guys' support and love. Let me mod Doe up too.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yes, thanks
It's
so much
always
for
fun.
joining and commenting. We really appreciate you guys' support. Y'all know we trying to get monetized out here real
Yes.
quick. Like, oh, y'all are going, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's a marriage glow because we make each other happy. So we are going to go. It is laundry day. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate y'all dropping in. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check our GoFundMe link in bio. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. All of the love.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.